You are now tuned in to the FinTech Friday special series for Tech Education Day. Tech Education Day will be hosted on October 31st by the Economic Development Department. This event aims to inspire and inform Bermuda's youth on technology and the career opportunities that this industry holds. Over the next few episodes, as we lead up to Education Day, you will hear from Bermudian leaders in Bermuda's tech and fintech space as they demystify concepts and discuss opportunities and various career paths in the field. So sit back and enjoy today's episode, and we hope to see you at Tech Education Day on October 31st.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kira Birchall, and I go to Soltis Grammar School. Welcome to the special series of FinTech Fridays, which we're dedicating to this year's Tech Education Day, which will take place in person on October 31st at the Hamilton Princess and Beach Resort. Why don't you introduce yourself, Luna?
Hi guys, my name is Karee Luna. Most call me Luna. I am so excited to be speaking with you today. This is awesome.
That's good. We're here to talk about your interest in NFTs. How did you start that? How did you come to do that in Bermuda?
Wow. So I actually moved here just to do this project, just to teach Bermudians
Really?
about NFTs. Yeah, it was, well, let me give you the backstory. So I grew up here in Bermuda until I was 11. And my mom saw that we had some really amazing talent. My sister's a singer. I'm an artist. So my mom got an opportunity to work out for Bermuda in New York. And we went out there, and I went to LaGuardia High School, which the movie Fame, that's the high school. So we had everyone from like Jennifer Anderson and Nicki Minaj, all of them actually went to my high school. So I not only did art every day, but I also did my academics as well. So then I graduated. I went to University of the Arts London, which is, I always joke around, it says it's the high school it's the college that Kanye West wanted to go to. I got into there and I studied fashion design and fashion illustration. And I ended up being a fashion forecaster for a little while, about 4 to 6 years. And I did everything from predicting fashion trends and what was happening in technology and culture and how that influenced fashion. We did it for Timberland, Foot Locker. I remember we had some stuff for Target, other fashion brands, other fashion lines. It was pretty awesome. And then I went from there to designing accessories for Nickelodeon, MGA, and Disney. So it was pretty fun. I enjoyed that, but unfortunately COVID came, and I was home, and I'm like, I don't have a job. And we all got fired. I mean, not fired. We got let go because of COVID.
Right.
It's a little different. So I was home. I was just creating art. I was interviewing people around the world, friends or acquaintances, and the work that I was creating, I was putting on social media. And a friend of mine's husband said, he's actually an artist as well, was like, you need to create an NFT. You need to make these NFTs. And I was like, what, the NFT? Exactly. It was like that entire moment. Like everybody thought it almost sounds like a curse word or something, right? So I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with everything about NFTs. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. And for me, I just love the ability, especially coming from a fashion world. I'm not sure if you guys know that a lot of young artists, they sell their work either for really, really cheap, and then people then sell that later and make a lot of money off of it, and they don't see anything. Or a lot of fashion artists that are young or independent, their work gets stolen by larger companies. And so all of that was, you can protect your work, right? I loved that aspect about it. There's so many different pieces that, from how NFTs started to where they were at the moment, and it was like, they were just taking off, and it was something so different than I had ever seen. And the way that especially young artists and young students of color were really going into that area, I was fascinated and how they protected us. So I just kind of went into that world and was like, okay, cool, I'm meeting all of these NFT artists. I want to come back to Bermuda and put on a show. And speak to Bermudian artists and get Bermudian artists and, artists from around the world to put on a big show. Yeah, well, I got here. And I would say this. It was still quite fresh. My bubble knew about NFTs, right?
Right.
But not everybody did. Still to this day, everybody may have heard the buzzword NFTs, but it's not, a lot of people still don't know.
Right.
So when I got here and I'm speaking to a lot of the amazing artists that are my friends, they're like, what's an NFT? What the NFT? And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I was like, you know what? It's not the right time to put on an event because I don't want Bermudians to be left out, right?
Right.
I want them to have the knowledge of what an NFT is and how it can protect them and how they can get involved. So I said, instead of putting out an event, what I would like to do is put on a panel. So that's how What the NFT, because that's the first thing I said, What the NFT and What the NFT Youth are panel discussions that developed because I wanted to make sure that Bermudians understood NFTs. We're having that at the BSOA on the 27th. And What the NFT Youth and What the NFT is, What the NFT Youth is actually being sponsored by Argus. So I'm excited about that, yes. And then What the NFT is for adults. So What the NFT Youth and What the NFT community will have Bermudians speaking. So these are all Bermudians that deal with NFT and deal with the blockchain and all of that.
Right.
These are people that look like us. They grew up here and they've created business here or work within fields that use this technology, and they're excited like how I am excited, right? So it's so cool when you can actually see people that look like you or have been there, and they have the blueprint for you already,
Right.
and they have that all set up, and they're speaking to you about something. I feel like we can connect with them more, especially students.
Right.
So I'm excited to be that for you guys at this event. I'm excited to be able to speak with you guys about what an NFT is, how it started, where it is right now, and where it's predicted to go, and how it's going to touch, careers in the future. So, yeah, I moved down here just for this. I've been here not even a year, but yeah.
Really? Wow.
Just for this.
Well, I was very pleased to see your name on the list of speakers at this year's Tech Education Day. You'll talk to Bermuda's high schoolers about NFTs. What would you like us to take away from your presentation?
Wow, that's a really, really good question. I think for me, there's a few things I want you to take. One, I feel like a lot of individuals, when they start hearing like blockchain and NFTs and crypto, they get scared, right? Because these are kind of buzzwords that they're not familiar with. I want everyone to know that we are still so early in this area, and these words are not scary. I'm going to break down all of these words at the event.
Right.
And it's so early that you guys are going to be able to kind of pick up, one, quickly on it, and two, when you start learning about it, I'm so excited because your guys' generation, like my generation's was the beginning of like Web 2 almost in a way, right?
Right.
You guys are the beginning of Web 3. And so everything you guys do and everything you guys need, and as apps and everything start getting created, you guys start to change and start to evolve this area. So I'm just excited to be able to share with you guys. I think something else that I want you guys to take away is just the seeds. Like, even if it's not something you jump in tomorrow, I want you to at least understand what this is, how it is going to affect the future, so that, the careers that you guys start going into, you can start seeing, whether it be a lawyer or anything else, you guys can kind of see how these will start to change how we do business, or how we, create art, or, create contracts, everything. So I just want to plant that seed and tell you guys that it's so early on that you're not going to be left behind, that you guys are going to be so far advanced because you have this information now. So yeah, that's what I hope to be able to inspire a little bit as well. Yeah.
Well, why do you think educating us, the youth, on this topic is so important?
I think I said it before when we was talking earlier, that there's so many ways of being in control of what we create, and in control of what we put out there and what belongs to us. And for a long time, when it came to music, I know you've heard of Elvis and how yes, okay, so how you know, a lot of people say he stole certain work from others, or, you know, a lot of young artists, a lot of young fashion artists, their work is stolen from big designers. And it's very hard to prove that. I think just to give you guys knowledge is power. And in this case, it's extreme power, because you guys say, you know, this is what I've created, and I can prove it from the very beginning.
Right.
I think for me, that's really exciting. That you guys have that power now, right? You don't have to say, oh, just because I'm young, you know, my value is low. No. You guys can have something where in the smart contracts, which is another buzzword that I'll be teaching you guys all about, that you guys will know that as I get more knowledge and as I get bigger as an artist or whatever I am, musician, whatever, that my value is going to match the money that I'm getting, even if it was pieces that I created early.
Right.
For me, that's just fascinating to me. Just because I've seen so much happen within the fashion industry and the art industry,
right,
and people getting taken advantage of, that I'm like, wow, these kids are really going to have, you know, control over their property, their work, and that's so exciting.
Well, what do you think is next for you in this field?
Ooh, okay, so I have a few things happening. Upcoming, we have a project coming out, a physical item, because most people think NFTs are just for digital.
Right.
You can actually attach them to physical items.
Oh.
So, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to talk about that at the event as well. And I have a project, a friend of mine, I'll be putting that project out on Boxing Day. And then I'll be working with a few music artists in London in 2023. I have my own project coming out, which comes out on February 14th on Valentine's Day. And I have a few little other surprises that pretty much working with other artists to put out NFT projects, or pieces of their projects will be part NFTs. On top of that, we have What the NFT and What the NFT Youth on the 27th at City Hall at the BSOA. And it's just going to be a year full of NFT projects, everything from music to DJs to physical art pieces. We have a lot of Bermudian artists and photographers that I'm going to be working with this year.
Wow.
So it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for 2023.
Oh, well, can we find you online? Are you on any social media platforms?
We are. So if you go to Undadewave, so it's like very Bermudian dialect, right? Like I was like, I'm back home. UNDADEWAVE.com. You would have all of our social media on there, and you can see a little bit about what we're doing, teaching wise, and also the panelists that will be speaking. We have our Twitter. We haven't been on Twitter as much as we should, but we're definitely on Instagram. And Instagram, I think we're like 12.5 thousand at the moment.
Wow.
And then we're also on Discord. Love Discord.
Yes.
And I know you guys, generation, love being on there as well. So, follow us on there. We have the links that go directly there on undadewave.com. And we do have Facebook. We're not on there as much. But we are, the best way to reach us is on undadewave@gmail.com, or you can go straight to the website, undadewave.com, or our Instagram, undadewave, @undadewave, UNDADEWAVE. And I look forward to seeing you all. This is going to be awesome. From my event, What the NFT on the 27th, to this event on the 31st, I'm like hoping students all over Bermuda is going to be like, I hope literally the next week they can talk about nothing but NFTs.
Right.
I think it's going to flood Bermuda. So I'm so excited. This is like just warming my heart. I'm getting so excited for this event.
Oh, thank you very much, Luna. And I can't wait to see you on August 31st at the Tech Education Day at Hamilton Princess and the Beach Resort.
Awesome. Thank you for speaking with me. This was
problem.
amazing. And guys, I thank you so much for having me as a speaker, and I'm just excited to see all of you. And if you have any questions at all or anything, please feel free to contact me. Like I said, I moved here just to teach this for the next couple of years. So
Right.
This is where my heart is, and thank you for speaking with me today.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Later.